It's just amazing. Alright guys, Jack here at JBF Music and Guitar Lessons, and what I've got for you today is another one of these reaction analysis type videos to the supremely amazing guitar wizard that is Mr. Alip Ba Ta. So I've just been told he's got a new song up, and I've not been able to experience one of these songs in sort of real time yet. I've just been going through his back catalogue. So I've managed to carve out a very small nook of time to have a look at this here. Because I'm quite limited in that regard today, I've not been able to set things up with the light and the green screen properly. If you're wondering why there's a slight change in format here. On that note, if you want to check out the other videos I've done on him, you can get them with the eye up there. Yeah, as usual, I've got my guitar, so I'm going to hopefully break down some of the stuff. I think what I'm going to do here is listen to it all the way through, then go back to the start and kind of break things down. And a final thing before we jump into it here, I have noticed this t-shirt here is saying Indonesian fingerstyle guitar community. So if you guys know anything about that, hit me up in the comments, because if this guy is anything to go by, then that's something that is well worth my while checking out. So Alip Ba Ta's new song, Sepur. Please correct me in the comments on my butchered pronunciation. Let's go for it. Off to the races from the get-go. It's like a jazzy, bluesy, almost ragtime. Beautiful. Pure rhythm. Excellent. Man, the leads he's playing on top of the continual walking bass line. It's just amazing. This is much more sort of traditional fingerstyle in terms of jazz, but he's always adding his own spin on it. The harmonics there, and again. Back to that rhythmic hook. Excellent. Using octaves, nice. Doesn't even need to look at the fretboard. It's a really cool melody. You can hear that walking kind of bass line. Just continually going on with the thumb. Diminished, nice. The chord progression and the voicings are just plain cool. I don't know another word to describe it. Flawlessly playing this as well. Oh, beautiful chord to finish it off on. Yes, lad. Yes. Superb. As ever, just a mind-blowing performance. Everything was so cleanly played there. Very pristine, very precise playing. It's really... I'm going to try and break some of this down, but fingerstyle is not my forte. I'm more of a kind of electric player, so you might have to bear with me here. So one of the first things that's worthwhile checking out if you're trying to work out his music for yourself is what tuning he's in. Now the chord he did at the end, I do recognise that chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that, I'm going to look at his fingering, see if I can replicate it without having to tune anything. Okay, so the good news is it sounds and looks very much like he's in standard tuning. This final chord, I can definitely master this one. The rest of the song, I'm not so sure about. We've got this. Brilliant way to finish it off. So break down what he's doing. He's kind of leaving out this bottom string, second fret on this, open, open, second fret here, and just strumming through that with his nail. So let's work back from there. Let's look at the final phrase he's doing. So to give you an insight as to how I break this stuff down, part of it is from learning music and you build up a bit of a vocabulary, but a strong part of it, particularly when it's this caliber of playing, this sophisticated, is using the tools that YouTube provides. So a lot of the time I'll just use the cog to slow down the speed of the video. So that's what I'm going to do here, right? So I'm putting it down to half speed here. Hopefully that'll be alright. I can kind of tell that the line is going... I can hear that the line is using the blues note, going down to the fourth, the flat third, and then the open string. It's kind of where it's going, and then we have that beautiful... I can tell that he's not going to play something as simple as that, so let's watch his fingers and see what the master's up to. Okay, so he's using octaves, so this is playing one note and then playing the same note but higher. So it looked to me like he was sliding in like that. Okay, so an example of an octave, this string is an A string, this note on the second fret on the G string is also an A, so when we play those together we'd call that octaves. Same note here, lower, same note higher. What he's doing is playing those two strings, sliding up on here by a semitone to this B flat, right, which would be the blues note. But oh no, he's not just doing that, he's simultaneously using his first finger to hammer on this first fret on the A string, right? So you have this octave sliding into another octave because we've got a B flat here and a B flat here. So you have... Try and get that a bit cleaner because he's playing it quite fast as well. It's more of what you'd call a grace note slide. So rather than it being a full length note, it's more of kind of just sliding into it gracefully to add a little bit of pizzazz to the music. So that's what a grace note is, a kind of quicker note, right? So he's doing that. I've got the first note. So his fingers move so elegantly, it's difficult to tell what he's doing. Okay, I think that's probably the way he's fingering it. So we're sliding up with the hammer on, back down to here, and then he's doing octaves using G. So he's fretting the low G here, I think. And then rather than playing the G here, like this kind of shape we've been using across these strings, right? Instead of using that shape, he's using the open G string. So he's playing the open G there, lower G here, again octaves. So you got that slide, back down, open G, and then I think it's just an E. Let's double check it. And a harmonic. Yeah, that one, okay. Beautiful. So, you think you have it, then he throws a harmonic at you. Amazing stuff. Right, so... The harmonic, I think, was here. So this 5th fret on the E string, and you're resting your finger just above the fret wire. And if you pick these closer to the bridge, they tend to ring out a bit more cleanly. And just for example, if I play it here, it's a bit more muffled. If you go closer to the bridge, where there's more tension, you can hit the strings a bit harder, you tend to get a slightly more resonant natural harmonic. So if you struggle with harmonics and you find they're always kind of sounding dull or muted, try picking a bit closer to the bridge. And then I think it's just the chord, but let's double check it to make sure he's not putting any more sneaky wee tricks there. He has put a sneaky trick in. He's playing the harmonic down on the low E string at the same time. Okay, beautiful. I wouldn't have caught that if I hadn't watched it again. So it's the same idea as the harmonic we did here, but down on the low E string, still at the 5th fret. You're going to want to hit that one with your thumb while you simultaneously play the 5th fret up on the E string, the high E string. So there's two ways to tackle this. You can do like I was doing there and rest your entire finger across the fretboard, across the fret. Or you can use two different fingers. It's much of a muchness that's difficult to do both ways because you need to be quite accurate to get the harmonic. But two ways to try it nonetheless. And his final triple check to make sure there's not any sneaky tricks he's put in here. So if you watched him there, it looked to me like he was using his little finger to get the harmonics. I don't think mine's quite long enough to get all the way across the fretboard successfully. just about. No, I'd have to use my third finger, second, first, or use two fingers like I'd said. Okay, so breaking it down and playing it slowly. Is one thing. It might take me a while to get up to speed, but I'll give it my best shot here. So 2, 3, 4. Almost there. Right, let's go for it. 2, 3, 4. Third time's the charm. Not got the touch he has, that's for sure, but I've just about got my way through it. So if, like myself, you really like this style of playing but are fairly new to it, the way to get used to it is to just do it slowly, so build up the stamina. If you find a move like this difficult, that's because it is. It's very hard to play. So the trick is to break it down into different components. Get used to sliding up, for example, on that G string, just a semitone. Get used to hammering on that A string. Then try adding them together, right? Once you can do one part of it and then the other part, the trick is to combine both finger actions into one hand. Other than that, just take it slow. I was running before I can walk with this. I've not got under my fingers properly, but if you've got that down, just nice and slow. And with stuff like the harmonic, eyeball your finger, make sure it's above the fret wire and hope for the best. And as I say, I should be taking my own advice if you play closer to the bridge, much more prominent. That final beautiful chord. So if you use your nail, just run it lightly across the strings, you get that really kind of nice, bright, shiny timbre. And again, kind of closer to the bridge. If you play it here, it's going to be a bit softer, a bit more muddy. If you go for here, get that nice kind of shimmer, that nice spot. Okay, so one more time, slowly for good measure. This is as well, to put this in context, this is like, it takes him like, what, a second to play this. And this has taken me probably about 10 minutes to figure out and try and get somewhere in the ballpark. But okay, for good measure, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that was useful to you. As I say, just a tiny smidgen of a song, but when it's this level of playing, sometimes that's all you can aim for. So I hope you guys still enjoyed this despite the slightly different format. If you want more elite reactions, you can check out there, more guitar stuff there. You can subscribe to the channel or check out those free links. But take it easy, guys.